The most dangerous thing you are doing right now has nothing to do with your enemies. It has everything to do with how much you tell your friends. Stay with me. Because what I am about to say is going to change how you see every relationship in your life. There is a trap, a silent, invisible trap, and the kindest, most loving, most honest people fall into it every single day. It is called being an open book, and it is slowly destroying you. You meet someone, maybe a friend, maybe a partner, maybe a coworker. The conversation gets deep. You feel safe, you feel seen, so you start talking. You tell them about your childhood, the pain you carry, the fear that keeps you up at 3 in the morning, the one thing you have never told anyone else. And they listen. They nod. They say, "I understand. I feel the same way. I am so glad you told me." And for a moment, it feels like the most beautiful thing in the world. But then, weeks later, months later, maybe even years later, that same person, in the middle of an argument, looks at you and says something that stops your heart. They use your words, your secrets, your pain as a weapon, and suddenly you realize something. They were not listening to connect with you. They were collecting you. Let me say that again because it needs to hit. Some people do not listen to understand you. They listen to build a file on you, so that when the moment comes, when they need leverage, when they want to win, they have everything they need, and you handed it to them. Fair free, with a smile, because you thought you were building trust. That is the danger nobody warns you about. Now, let me ask you something directly. Is there a person in your life who knows exactly what to say to make you feel worthless in 10 seconds? Is there someone who brings up your past every time you try to stand up for yourself? Is there someone who, when they are angry, suddenly remembers every vulnerable thing you ever told them? If you felt something just now, keep watching. That feeling is recognition. That is your mind connecting the dots it has been afraid to connect. Here is what is really happening when someone does that to you. The moment you told them your deepest fear, a switch flipped in their mind, not a loving switch, a strategic one. Now they know your biggest fear is being abandoned. Now they know you will do anything to avoid conflict, because conflict feels like the end of love. They did not fall in love with that information. They filed it. And now, without you realizing it, every move you make in that relationship is being shaped by what they know about you. You are not free. You are managed, controlled by your own confessions. And the worst part, you feel guilty for even noticing. Because they will say, "I thought we trusted each other. Why are you being so cold? So why do we keep walking into it?" Because we believe that to be loved, we have to be fully known. But here is the hard truth that will set you free. Being fully known does not guarantee being fully loved. Some people will know everything about you and use every single piece of it against you. And some people will know very little about you and still choose you every single day. The depth of your confession is not the measure of the love you receive. Real love does not require proof of your pain. Now here is what powerful people understand that most people never figure out. Mystery is not coldness. Silence is not emptiness. Privacy is not a wall. It is a shield. Think about the most magnetic person you have ever met. The one everyone wanted to know more about. They were not empty. They were careful. They understood that when you reveal everything, people stop wondering. They stop being curious. But when you hold something back, when there is still a page they have not read, they lean in. They stay. They come back. You become someone worth figuring out, worth earning, worth staying for. That is not a game. That is wisdom. Here is the shift that changes everything. Stop thinking of yourself as a book that anyone can pick up. Start thinking of yourself as a rare book, the kind kept behind glass. No, the kind you have to ask permission to touch, the kind where even getting to hold it feels like a privilege. Some people get the cover, just the outside. That is enough for them. Some people earn a chapter, a little of your truth, once they have proven they can handle it. And the rare few, the ones who sat with you in the dark without running, who showed with their actions that they are safe, they earn the whole story. That is not being cold. That is being valuable. So, what do you do starting right now? Here's the first thing. Before you share something real, something deep, something that lives in the tender parts of you, pause and ask one question. Has this person proven, not promised, but proven, that they can handle what I'm about to give them? Not with words, with time, with what they did the last time you were vulnerable. Yet, if the answer is no, stay quiet. It is not theirs yet. Here is the second thing. Test people with small things first. Share something small, a minor frustration, a small embarrassment, something that matters a little but not a lot. Then watch. Not what they say, what they do. Do they protect it, or do they use it as a joke? Throw it back at you later? If they cannot be trusted with a small piece of you, they will never be trusted with a big one. Here is the third thing. Reclaim silence as power. You do not owe anyone your story, not because you are hiding, but because your story is yours, the most valuable thing you own, and you decide who has earned the right to read it. The moment you feel pressure to overshare, to prove your worth by exposing your wounds, slow down. Stillness is not weakness. The most powerful people in any room are the ones you cannot fully read. If someone has been using your openness against you, hear this. That is not proof you are broken. It is proof you loved in a world that did not always deserve it. But your past does not have to be your future. You can be warm and wise, loving and selective. You can keep your heart soft while your boundaries stay firm. Not everyone who knocks deserves to walk through. Not everyone who asks has earned the right to hold what you give them. Some people only came to take, and they counted on your kindness to make it easy. Do not make it easy anymore. Share it slowly. Give it to the ones who have proven they will carry it carefully. The ones who make you feel bigger, not smaller, safer, not exposed, chosen, not used. The right ones will not ask you to bleed to prove you trust them. They will earn each page, and that is when love becomes something real, something rare, something that lasts. Stay selective. Stay protected. Stay powerful. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And drop in the comments, are you an open book? Has this ever happened to you? I want to know. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.